4-6. That's where we're sitting right now. And I know, 2 weeks ago we were talking about this team like they were legitimate World Series contenders. 4-1 out of the gate, everyone's hyped, everything's clicking, and then it all fell apart. 5 straight losses, swept by the Chicago White Sox. And if that wasn't bad enough, the Dodgers came to town and put up 14 runs on us. 14. The same team we took to the brink in the World Series last year. They showed up, they embarrassed us, and they literally threw Miguel Rojas out there to pitch the final inning. Miguel Rojas. That's not a baseball move, that's a statement. That's them telling us exactly where they think we stand right now. And honestly, can you blame them? Because here's the thing, this isn't just a slump. This isn't the Blue Jays going through a rough patch where the bats go cold for a week and then everything bounces back. What's happening in Toronto right now is a full-blown injury crisis, and it is ugly, and it came out of nowhere, and it is threatening to derail a season that was supposed to be a championship run. Let's talk about the rotation, because that's where this whole thing starts to unravel. Going into spring training, everyone was saying the same thing. This is one of the deepest starting rotations in baseball. You've got experience, you've got depth, you've got arms top to bottom. That was the story. That was the reason people were putting Toronto right there at the top of the league. And now, we've got Trey Yesavage on the IL, Shane Bieber on the IL, Cody Ponce on the IL, José Berríos on the IL, and then Max Scherzer, who we brought back specifically because of what he brings to this rotation, is sitting there dealing with a forearm issue, which, if you know anything about forearm issues in pitchers, you know that is not something you ever want to hear. That's the kind of thing that turns into a month on the shelf real quick. So you've got a rotation that was built to be a strength, and right now it is an absolute disaster zone. And when your pitching falls apart like this, everything else gets magnified. Every run you give up feels bigger. Every loss feels heavier. And the lineup has to carry more weight than it was ever designed to carry. And that brings us to the offense, which is its own problem right now. We lost Bo Bichette this offseason, and I don't think everyone fully appreciated how much that was going to sting until we actually started playing games without him. He was the heartbeat of this lineup for years. That void doesn't just get filled automatically. You need guys to step up. You need production from everywhere, and right now that's not happening. George Springer is batting .150. I'll say that again. .150, George Springer. The guy who's been one of the most consistent performers on this team for years. He's scuffling right now in a serious way, and when your veteran presence at the top of the order isn't producing, that puts pressure on everyone else in the lineup to pick up the slack. And then, as if things couldn't get worse, we get the Alejandro Kirk news. All-star catcher, fractured thumb, surgery, done for who knows how long. Kirk has been one of the most underrated players on this entire roster since he came up, and losing him behind the plate, losing what he brings offensively, that is a significant blow. That's not a guy you just replace. You don't just call someone up from AAA and tell them to be Alejandro Kirk. All of this has shown up in the power rankings. MLB.com had Toronto sitting at number 2 a couple weeks ago. Now we're at 6. The Mariners are ahead of us. The Braves are ahead of us, the Brewers are ahead of us, the Yankees are at 2, and the Dodgers are sitting comfortably at number 1, probably laughing about the Rojas pitching appearance. That's where we are right now. 6th. Now here's where I have to be honest with you, because I know the doom and gloom crowd is going to come out heavy with this one. Is this bad? Yes. Is this concerning? Absolutely. Is this the kind of start that puts a team in a hole they can't climb out of? I don't think so. Not with this roster. Not with this much talent. There are still over 150 games left to play. 150 games. We are 2 weeks into a 6-month season. The Yankees went through a stretch earlier this year where people were writing them off too, and now they're sitting at number 2 in the league. Teams go through this. Even the great ones. Even the ones with championship DNA in the building. And this Blue Jays team has championship DNA. These guys looked the Dodgers dead in the eye in the World Series last year and pushed them to the limit. That doesn't go away because you lose 5 games in a row in April. That experience, that mentality, that belief, it's still in that clubhouse. It doesn't disappear. What needs to happen is the injuries need to start clearing up, because the moment guys start coming back, and they will come back, this rotation gets legitimate again. Springer is going to find his swing because he always does. The lineup is going to settle in. And a team with this kind of talent, playing in a division they know how to navigate, is going to start putting wins together. But right now, in this moment, we have to be real about what's happening. The Blue Jays are hurt. They're struggling. They're getting outplayed and outpitched by teams they shouldn't be losing to. And the standings don't lie. 4-6 is 4-6. The question isn't whether this team is good enough to compete. We know they are. The question is whether they can stay healthy enough to let that talent actually show up. Because if they can't keep guys on the field, it doesn't matter how deep the roster looks on paper. Wins don't come from depth charts. They come from guys actually playing. So keep an eye on the injury reports. Keep watching how the back-end rotation guys handle these starts while the frontline guys are out. Watch Springer closely over the next 2 weeks. If he starts finding it at the plate, that's your signal that this offense is waking up. And watch how this team responds the next time they face a quality opponent, because character shows up in the tough moments, and the Blue Jays are right in the middle of one right now. This season isn't over, not even close, but it's also not going the way anybody planned. And we've got to acknowledge that before we can talk about where this thing goes from here. Let me know in the comments where you think the Blue Jays finished the season. Are you still riding with this team, or are the injuries too much to overcome? Drop it below. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit that button. We cover this team every single week all season long. I'll see you in the next one.